everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. The intention of today's class is just to allow you to move and stretch and feel good in your body. I am going to be using a resistance band or a TheraBand, so if you have one of those, grab it. If you don't, then do not worry, you will still be able to do everything. So just put it to the side for now, and let's come down flat on your back. Take your hands to your ribs and take a really nice deep breath in and let it out. Allow yourself to embrace the feeling in your body of your ribs expanding and coming together. And if you don't feel that happening below your hands, dig deep. Find how you can train your brain and intentionalize your breath to feel the expansion of your ribs to the sides and the front and the back, and feel the coming in together. Our ribs are designed to move like this in concert with our diaphragm. Allow the breath to move into your body, filling you up and then closing out. The next time as you exhale, feel your belly button pull away from your pants, pelvic floor lifts, deep abdominals engage. Inhale, expand. Exhale, close in. Now you can stay here and do this for as long as you need. Sometimes it feels really great to just focus on nothing more than our breath and how it comes into our body, and how we are able to use it to help us, to calm us, to allow us to move, to quiet our thoughts, to connect. Do that now. Find the connection of the breath to the brain, to the body, and shortly to movement. On your next inhale, extend your leg out. Inhaling, pressing away. Exhale, pull back in, switching over. Inhale, press. Exhale, imagine you're trying to draw your heel through mud as you pull it back in. Feeling that intentional drawing of your heel towards your sits bone. Now you can leave your hands there on your ribs if it helps you get the connection and helps you ensure that you are breathing into your diaphragm and connecting your core. Or you can just take them down by your sides. But always come back to your breath. It is your constant. And you get to use it here throughout the class to help you. You can ignore my words anytime you like and just come back to your breath. By now, you should be feeling this little bit of fire starting in your belly as you're narrowing at your waist, as your core is working. Last one here. And then hug your knees into your chest. Just let yourself fold there at your hip flexors for a second and have any realignment that you need. And then take your legs out. I want them to be a little bit further away than 90 degrees at your knees. And you're gonna press your heels into the floor. Now before we go anywhere else, take your hands and form a triangle and place the heels of your hands on your ASIS bones or your bony landmarks there, and then your fingers towards your pubic bone. Posterior tilt your pelvis, imprinting your spine underneath. Anterior tilt comes the other direction. Now I want you to try to get independent movement of your pelvis here, not simply moving up and down a lot through your upper body. Really find that you are imprinting your spine. There's this bowl, your pelvis is this bowl, it's tipping forward and then it's tipping away from you. And can you keep that connection here to your ribs without having a lot of extra movement up in your shoulders? Now find your neutral pelvis. Take your legs slightly apart if you're not there already. And you're not going to move, but you're going to press your heels into the floor. Feel that hamstring activation. Release, press in again, pressing them down in, getting the hamstrings and glutes starting to fire up. This time press in on your exhale. Core is working, hamstrings are working. Go again, exhale, press down. Now this is the same sensation that you had when you were pulling your heel towards your sits bone a second ago. Can you really get that deep connection right here up at the top? Now you're going to keep pressing down, but then you're also going to maintain your neutral pelvis, lift your butt up off the floor. There's your hamstrings, sit it back down. Do that a few more times. Exhale, lift up, core is working, sit back down. Try to bring your ribs together as you exhale and lift up, and really recruit from your hamstrings deep underneath of you. Lots of work here from your breath. Really feeling yourself wrapping up around your middle. Belly button is pulling in. 2 more here. By now your hamstring should really be fired up as well. Excellent job. Come on down. Now bring your legs in so they're going to be almost at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor. We're going to come through your pelvic bridge in your curl up. So now we're going to articulate through your spine, posterior tilting, peeling yourself up off 1 vertebrae at a time. Reaching through the top, relax your shoulders, bring your ribs together, and then exhale and articulate yourself back down. Go again, exhale. Imagine you're trying to stick each vertebrae onto the mat underneath of you. And then as you reach the top, you're trying to stick each one back down. I think of it kind of like a sticker that is being peeled off and then stuck back down. Hold up at the top on this one, lift one leg, bicycling around. So check in that your pelvis is staying in the same spot. If it is too much for you to be doing it single leg like this, no problem, continue on doing what we were before. Think about this strong work from your core. Lengthen out your leg. Last one here, plant it down. Switch over, get your pelvis stabilized, press your right heel into the floor, lift your left leg up, coming through your bicycle. So really imagine you're trying to draw your belly in, keep narrowing at your waist, feel that work happening from your core, stabilizing from your glutes and hamstrings like we set up at the beginning. Last one, plant it down and articulate your way back down to the mat. Very good work. Take your band and you're going to place it around your right foot. Now flatten it out before you do that because we're going to have it up there for a little bit, and sometimes if it gets all stuck together then it doesn't stay up there very well. So I'm going to flatten it out, place it around. Now before we go anywhere, we're just going to get some really nice stretching and happening in your hamstring and adductor. So hold onto your band, exhale, core engages, press your leg as straight as you can get it. So we're trying to get it completely straight, pressing it up to the ceiling. And you can get this little tension on the band here to help you really lengthen out. Now each exhale, find your pelvic floor engages, core works, hamstring lengthens. Breathe into this. Whatever discomfort may arrive, try to not have it held in your chest or your shoulders. One more deep breath here. And then on your next exhale, open your leg out to the side. Allow that stretch to come down into your adductor, inner thigh. And try to keep your pelvis in control by you. So not dumping over to the side, trying to control from your deep core. And then returning back to the center. Now you're going to keep holding on there to the band and have your legs straight. Opposite arm comes behind to support your neck. Exhale, upper abdominal lift, pulling down on the band. So a few different options here. You can leave yourself flat down on the floor and just have the band pull. You can also get rid of the band pull and just have the upper abdominal lift. So choose your variation. We're trying to integrate several components here. So that hamstring work that we started with, some core work, bit of coordination, of course, for the brain, because that's always important. And just practicing your ability to connect your breath to your body, to your movement. This sense of focus and control that we practice so much in Pilates. Exhale as you come up, inhale as you return. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one. Excellent job. You can bring the band down. Place it to the side. Place both of your feet down on the floor and take your other hand behind to support your neck. And we're going to continue with your upper abdominal lifts. So check for your neutral pelvis and then exhale. Draw your belly in, coming up, and return. So we did that little bit of upper abdominal work there a second ago with the band. But now that this is the only focus, I want you to really get focused on it. So feel as you come up that your ribs are coming in together and that they're coming towards your belly button. Feel that your shoulder blades are starting to lift up off the floor. Not that you're just jamming your hands in here and trying to pull your head up through your neck. Your neck is an extension of your spine, remember, so it's all coming up in this beautiful long line. Exhale, pull from your middle to pull up. So the primary movers here are the rectus abdominis muscles, the six-pack muscles on top, but you still need your deeper abdominal muscles that we've practiced engaging earlier to stabilize your spine and your pelvis and to help you recruit more deeply from your body. So there's lots to kind of think about and bring awareness to in your body. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it up. We're going back to the single leg movement like we started with. Press out, pull in, other leg, press and pull. Now if it's available to you, keep holding up in your isometric hold on your abdominals. If it's too much, of course, come back flat to the floor. Checking in. You can watch your pelvis here. See that it stays stable. Feel that hamstring recruitment as you draw your heel back towards your sits bone. One more on either side. Yes, very good. Bring it down. Now you have the option to stay doing exactly what we were doing, or you can take it up to the next level. So on your exhale, for the next level, you lift your right leg up to tabletop, and then return back to your upper abdominal lifts. Same thing as before. Find that work that we set up in your first time when you were lifting. And now, if you would like, as you come up, you extend your arms out, and then bring them back and come down. So it just gives you this little bit of extra lift. And I want you to imagine when you come up that it's like someone is pulling your arms or pulling your hands to help you get that little bit of extra work. Finding the strong core connection here. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold up on your last one. Press and press. A little bit of pulsing work here. Controlling through, pressing up. Draw your belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Grab onto comes up to meet. Now posterior tilt, you're gonna have your spine imprinted into the mat underneath. Lengthen out your legs straight, coming down. So exhale, lengthening out, release. Find that strong core engagement, pulling your belly button in, down towards the mat. Press all the way along through your legs like we started with earlier. 3, 2, last one, hold it up, single leg kick. So coming through your scissors here. Keep your legs long as possible. Find your breath. Deep core work. I know it's strong. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold on behind your hamstrings. Bring yourself all the way up. Yes, very good. Just sit up tall into that position. Feel that lovely length in your spine. Really great work. And then you're going to stay in the seated position and grab your band and place it back around your feet. So flatten it out, placing it around your feet. Sit yourself up tall. Find that work coming from your core, and then pulling back and return. So really feel your breath working here. Exhale, draw your belly in, pressing your elbows back, doing a little bit of tricep work here. And I want you to try to find some work in your shoulder blades as well. So get this sense of squeezing them together behind you, not simply pulling your arms back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now switching or crossing your band over. Starting from tall again, press your palms down towards the floor. Arms are lengthened out in front. This time we're coming through rowing, so you exhale, press back, inhale, return. Feel again that work to keep your spine lengthened, squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Option here to also come back into your, with using your core into your half press back. So we're thinking about spinal flexion here, tucking your tailbone underneath as you press back and pull yourself up. And really try to initiate that from your deep abdominal muscles, not from your back or by holding on the strap or the band. So you're coming back because your core is engaging, and then you're sitting up tall at the top. I'm going to stay here at the top now. Just get a little bit of extra work through my shoulder blades, squeezing, opening up across the front. Feels really great to get this. It's really good for your posture. 3, 2, last one. Excellent job. Okay, take the band off and put it to the side. If you're not there already, scoot yourself down so your feet are at the very end of the mat. And then folding forward, rounding through your spine, coming through your roll down. Exhale, articulating your way down to lie flat on the floor. Reaching your arms up overhead and coming in reverse. Exhale, draw your belly in. Peeling yourself up, reaching through. Rounding down. Thinking about this core work that we set up at the beginning. So your ribs come together, your belly button pulls in. And if you need to assist yourself as you come down, totally fine. Put your arms down, bring yourself down. If you need to assist yourself as you come up, totally fine. Bring yourself up, grab behind your hamstrings, continue coming up. So think about this as you're just self-assisting, and whenever your abs can turn on to do the work and take over, then great. And if they can't, then that's fine, because you'll keep practicing and they'll be able to. Let's do one more, and we're going to finish lying on the floor. Now from there, grab your band again, and you're going to take it this time behind your, or underneath your left foot. So place it around your left foot, lengthening out to the ceiling, and just allow yourself to come through this hamstring stretch. So on your exhale, feel that length behind. Pelvic floor lifts. Imagine it's as if you're trying to drive your heel to the ceiling and then your whole leg back down into the floor underneath, like someone's squishing it from the top. It's strong. It's strong for me. But breathe into it. Allow that discomfort to come through you, and know that you are strong and capable of withstanding it. One more full breath here, lengthening out behind. And then on your next exhale, open your leg out to the side. Get control of your pelvis. Allow this glorious stretch to come into your adductor. Now it's a little bit trickier with the TheraBand, but just use it to have as a guide out there to allow you to open up here across your inner thigh. And if you do a little bit of a pelvis reset here, like I'm doing, because mine was a little bit to the side, you'll find that you can get a little deeper into it. Exhale, find that space. So good. One more breath. And then bring it back up to the center. Holding on to the band with your left hand. Right hand comes behind to support your neck. Just going to hold on a little higher here. And then exhale, upper abdominal lift, pulling down. So going back to that work that we talked about and set up at the very beginning with your upper abdominal lift. So thinking about how your ribs come together, belly button comes in, and then your ribs come towards your belly button as you lift. Trying to keep that ceiling leg, or the leg that's towards the ceiling, completely straight. Lots of strong work here for your core. Keep breathing into it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very good. Coming down, you can take the band off. And then just bring yourself down to flat with both feet on the floor. Take your hands behind to support your neck. Exhale, upper abdominal lift. So I like to intersperse this foundational level upper abdominal lift throughout the class, because it helps you come back to basics. And it helps you do that little scan and check in of what your pelvis is doing, what your core is doing, how your ribs are, how your breath is, all these things that are easy to forget about or to kind of get lost as we go along. This really helps with that. Find yourself narrowing at your waist, pulling your belly button away from your pants as you come up. Don't be afraid to get hands on with your body and feel that happening. Now on the next one, holding it up, adding your legs back in, press and pull. So I'm doing lots with the hamstrings today, and each time I go back to this, that's what I want you to find. I want you to find this sense of hamstring work behind as you pull your leg in. And no, you don't have to have it, in that your body will find a way to do it, hip flexion, for example. But I want you to make that connection to your body. Feel your hamstrings working like you're trying to press your heel towards your sits bone. It's challenging to connect muscles that we don't often intentionally ask to work. One more on either side. And then bring yourself down. Come with me through to the next level if it is available to you. So on your exhale, left leg lifts up into tabletop, upper abdominal lift. Pressing through, finding that strong core connection. And then as you're ready, lifting up, arms extend, coming back, coming down. So again, finding your breath here, exhaling to come up, using your arms as that extra little bit to bring you that extra bit higher. And of course, that starts from your abdominals, from your deep abdominals there. And we're just allowing your arms like you're being pulled to bring you that little bit more. Let's do 3 more. 2. Last one. And then coming down. Excellent work. Hug your knees into your chest. Gently rocking from side to side. Take your feet down to the floor and bring your arms out to either side and drop your legs to one side. Just having that lovely lumbar twist. Feel yourself open up like your whole spine is twisting in opposite directions. And then switching over. It's like you're trying to leave your chest or your thoracic spine imprinted, and the rest of your spine twists off in the other direction. And then unravel from there. Bring yourself back and take your hands back to your ribs. Now I want you to just return to your breath. We're going to come and do some glute work here in a second. But I want you to just find your breath here to connect to. Inhale, ribs expand. Exhale, they come together. Find how your body can regulate in this position. And let anything relax that needs to be relaxed. Don't hold tension where you don't need it. Just let it be free. Finish the breath that you're on. And then take your hands behind your hamstrings. Bring yourself up. Flipping around to your 4-point kneeling. Palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Find that length now through your spine and keeping it neutral. Feel how that feels. Notice that your head and your neck are lengthened. Tailbone is out on the other end, like you're being pulled in a complete line. Now come through your posterior tilt of your pelvis, rounding through your spine. And then coming anterior into your extension. So we did this a while ago when you were lying on your back. But now we're integrating your spine more completely. Trying to round through your whole spine. And then extend through your whole spine. As you round, pull your belly button up, tuck your tailbone under, hands push away. Abs are on, and then as you extend, pull your palms towards your knees. Ribs are opening up. Find your breath here to work. Connecting through on this last set. And then from your neutral pelvis and neutral spine, extend your arms and opposite arm and leg out, pulling them back in, opposite arm and leg out. So have this sense of indeed trying to push your hand and your foot as far away from each other as possible without having anything in your center be disturbed. So your pelvis stays the same, your spine stays the same, and you're just lengthening out through those limbs. Now this is that lovely release across your hip flexor and work into your hamstring like we had earlier when you were on your back. Think about that. We're just changing the orientation of all of these things. Last one here. And then bringing yourself over to your right side. You're going to come down with your head on your hand. Starting here, checking in, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Have this space here underneath with your core engaged. And then your bottom leg is going to stay bent. Top leg lifts up, comes to 90 degrees, pressing out straight, pulling back in. Now just take this opportunity to really, again, check in with the alignment of your body. So you're feeling when your leg presses out that it's coming straight here out of your ischium, like you're being pushed all the way along. Inner thigh stays parallel to the floor. Find that work here from your core. Breathe into it. Drive through your heel up into your hamstring again. Check in with your pelvis. It stays in the same spot. Now leave it lengthened out on your next one. External rotation, back to parallel. So you're trying to rotate your femur in your hip socket without having your pelvis have a heap of movement. It's like you're trying to turn your knee up to the ceiling. Now you need your core to work with you for this. So my recommendation is to exhale as you externally rotate, engaging your core, and it's gonna let you open up more across your hip flexor so you can get more rotation. Hold on your next rotation, bend your knee, toes together, extending it out straight. So your femur here is staying externally rotated, pressing your leg completely straight, and then bringing your toes back together. Really good work here for your knees, or knee I should say. So it really forces the work of your BMO muscle at the front there, which is important for good knee health and function. Keep breathing. 3 more. 2. Last one. Now bring it in, we're going to do a little shift. So the top leg comes, your foot to the floor, and bring yourself all the way down flat. Bottom leg is straightened out, lift and lower. So a little bit of inner thigh work here as you lift up from the bottom, and try to imagine that someone is pulling your bottom leg out and up at the same time. Again, check in with your pelvis. It stays in the same spot. Lots of core control. Exhale, ribs come together, belly button pulls in, pelvic floor lifts. 2 more. Last one. And then bring both of your legs out straight together. Top leg lift and lower. Now this is a little bit challenging here right on your side. You can have your hand down for balance, or if you want to make it more challenging, lift your bottom leg up and then the top leg just comes down to meet your bottom. Again, checking in on your pelvis, noticing that it stays in control right from your core. 3 more. 2. Last one. Excellent job. Now bring both of your legs. You're going to have your top leg come onto the floor in the front. Bottom leg bends up onto your palm or onto your forearm. Exhale, lateral flexion, folding over and coming back down. Now, of course, you can do this, like I said, on your forearm, and you can do it just like this. You don't have to lift your bottom leg off the floor. So find the variation that works for you. Exhale, folding across, really having that beautiful lateral flexion down your spine. We haven't done that yet today. Working with your breath. One more here. And then coming down, shift around so that you are in your seated position. Legs are extended out in front. Now you're going to have your hands here behind you with your fingers out to the sides. Sort out your shoulders. So you're going to be connecting your shoulders, serratus, ribs, core behind you, from behind you. Thinking about that you are trying to bring them together and open up your chest proud. And then from there, on your exhale, do just that. Open up your chest, heels stay down, core engages, lift and lower. Now you can also do this from bent knee with feet flat on the floor, like this, and keep going. More work here for your hamstrings. Remember them. We started with them at the very beginning. We're still using them now. Find that connection. Draw your belly in. One more other side. And then sit yourself down. And swing around. We're going to come to do your sideline work on the other side. So coming now to start with your head in your hands. Finding your setup. Feeling that your pelvis is neutral, core is engaged, hips and shoulders stacked. Top knee comes to 90 degrees. And then press your leg long. So remember all those things that we chatted about and connected with at the first version of this, and see if you can rewind and find those same things in your body on this side. It is okay if you are feeling different on one side compared to the other. I am. This side is actually a little bit more sore for me than the other side. But it's really interesting to still cue our brain into our breath, into this movement, like we've been talking about for the whole class. Hold out on the next one, pointing your toe, external rotation. So again, find that exhale. Allow yourself to rotate your femur in your hip socket, just like your corkscrew is trying to turn around, turning back. And challenge yourself to get as much range as you can without moving your pelvis. Yes, we can get more if we do this, but that's not the intention. I don't have a huge amount of range, but I get to practice it and work on it and connect here from my pelvic floor, my deep core, to move through it. Hold externally rotated on this one. Bend your knee, toes come together, lengthen out. Think about that driving work through your leg, pressing it out as long as you can, and then bending it back in. And by long, I meant as straight as you can. So really get that muscle work in your VMO, the front. 3 more. 2. Last one. Now hold it bent, bring it forward. Bottom leg shifts, coming down to the floor. Find your core connection here as you lift up, lower down. So again, there's this sense of pulling out and up, inner thigh working. Really finding that deep connection from your center. 3, 2, last one. Both legs come together. top leg lifts. Small movement, lifting up, coming down. Option, of course, to lift your bottom leg up. Notice what your ribs want to do as you lie on your side. They often like to pop out. Notice if your core is still engaging, your breath is still working. Stay in it, stay connected. 3, 2, last one. Excellent job. Now come down. Coming up into your, through your lateral flexion. So I'm going to do this, demonstrate this one from my forearm. So the setup is the same. Find that both of your knees are bent. On your exhale, folding up and across and back down. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get your body oriented correctly here for you to be able to fold over and get the alignment of your legs straightening out. But really think about that it's working from your abdominals underneath here, your obliques, to get this lateral flexion of your spine. Last one here. And then from there, turning to face forward. Palms lined up underneath your shoulders. Stepping one leg back, other leg back. Abs are on into your plank. Staying lengthened out. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Find your breath here. Pick your belly up underneath. Ribs come together. Same as when we were on your back. But now, of course, we are facing forward. One more either side. And then come down into your child's pose and just open up. Allow that really great release of your spine, your glutes. And then bring yourself forward onto the mat. Lying onto your stomach. Hands come out to either side. You're going to have your forehead facing down to the mat, but you can watch me to start if you wish. With your hands out to the side in line with your nose. Have this sense of pulling your palms down towards your ribs. Lengthening out your legs. Inhaling, coming up. Extending through your spine. Core control as you imprint yourself back down. Again, feeling the space in your spine as you open. Palms pulling towards you, shoulder blades coming together behind. And think about it with your head and neck as an extension of your spine. So it's not important how high up your head comes. I just want it to come up in line with your back, with your spine that's moving, because it's part of it. Dig deep for your core here. This is a challenging exercise. Finishing the one that you're on, press yourself back into your child's pose again. And you get a really nice counter stretch for your spine as we come through flexion. And then bringing yourself up. Take your left knee bent and place it on the floor. And then bring your right leg around, crossing it over. And rotate around towards your right side. And I want you to feel like you're pressing your hand down behind you and trying to rotate up, out the crown of your head. You can look over your right shoulder, really having this sense of rotation and twist into your spine. Unravel from there. Take your right leg out straight. Starting facing straight, rotate towards your straight leg. Flexing, twisting open towards your bent knee. And you get this really glorious stretch in your QL muscle on the left side. And then unravel, peeling up, putting yourself back together. Switching over, so now your right leg is bent, left leg is going to come around and cross, and if it doesn't work for you to cross, just leave it there in front. But whichever version, get this sense of rotating and twisting up and around. Breathe into it. Exhale, grow a little taller. And then bringing it back. Left leg extends out now. Right foot is on your left inner thigh. Facing forward, rotate towards your straight leg. Flexing, twisting open. Allow that glorious space to come into your spine. And then unravel. Bring yourself back through. Finding a comfortable seated position. Take your hands to your ribs and feel this really nice inhale and exhale. Notice how your body feels now compared to when we started. No judgment, but just awareness. On your next inhale, bring your arms up. Exhaling as they come down together and meet in front of your heart. Pause there. Remind yourself that you're really awesome and that you've done a great job showing up today and looking after yourself and moving. Thank you very much for doing it with me, and can't wait to see you again.